So something impossible just happened in the American housing market. New construction prices are falling almost everywhere. Incentives are exploding, and yet the official data still tries to convince us the market is stable. But the cracks aren't just in the prices. They're showing up in the walls, the foundations, the roofs, and unfortunately the lawsuits. And nobody in power wants you to understand why this is happening now, why this moment. Because if you're watching this, chances are you've already felt it. The American housing system isn't designed to house ordinary people like you and I anymore. It's designed to extract from them. Your rent keeps rising, your mortgage quote jumps by hundreds of dollars overnight, your paycheck stands still while construction costs and tax surge. And every time you try to get ahead, the system somehow finds a way to move the goalpost a little bit further away. And that's why I want to tell you the part the economists and the home builder PR teams never actually say out loud. The quality crisis in new construction is not an accident. It's not a fluke. It's a symptom of something much deeper. It's a signal that the mortgage machine behind the scenes is straining under its own weight. And when the incentive system starts to break, the construction starts breaking too. The nails, the studs, the cracks, they're all pointing towards one truth the industry desperately hopes you don't notice. So across the country, builders are offering 4% fixed rates in a 6% mortgage world. They're slashing prices quietly, shaving tens of thousands off listings, throwing in closing credits and appliance packages like they're hosting a liquidation sale. But none of these perks are signs of any kind of strength. These incentives are a type of life support for a housing system that can't survive a real unsubsidized price. Now, the cracks in the homes are just visual clues. The real collapse is happening behind the spreadsheets, inside the financial models, inside the builder debt obligations, inside the engineered rate structures that were never meant to hold up a 7% mortgage reality. And this matters. It matters because when the mortgage machine begins to fail, families, they lose stability. Neighborhoods hollow out, and the entire United States economy, it starts to wobble. Housing isn't just an asset class. It's the operating system of America. When it glitches, every household feels it. So let's start with the illusion of falling prices. Lennar and D.R. Horton, two of the biggest builders in the nation, are both down double digits from their peaks. In some markets, new homes are already below 2019 prices. Yet, the official median new home price only down about 7.7%. That's like watching a ship sink while the brochure still says ocean views. Data lag isn't a mistake, it's a cushion. It softens the panic while builders use incentives to keep the illusion of stability alive. Now, that 3.99, that 4% builder rate everyone's talking about, it's not a gift. It's mortgage engineering, a pre-paid rate structure, a financial mask designed to make an unaffordable price look affordable for the first time in a few years, right? Or at least for the first few years. And it's the housing equivalent of a restaurant giving you a coupon, not because business is booming, but because the kitchen is on fire and they need you to stay seated long enough to settle the bill. Now, inventory tells another story entirely. In Houston, you can find 13,000 active new construction listings. But when you actually walk the subdivisions, when you talk to the inspectors and realtors and residents on the ground, you discover something. You discover entire streets of unlisted inventory, whole phases of developments that aren't even in public databases yet. So builders don't show everything because public inventory triggers buyer panic. And buyer panic breaks their sales funnel. So they stagger listings, hide units, and rely on special financings to pull demand forward. Not to sell homes, but to service their corporate debt. Now, then comes the quality collapse, right? And this is where the system really exposes itself visually. Inspectors are now finding roof lines full of unsealed nails, smashed ridge vents, badly patched shingles, and moisture intruding through attic ducts. They're seeing studs cut in half and stacked together like makeshift Tetris pieces. They're seeing drainage systems that send water back to the foundation instead of away from it. And they're seeing upstairs outlets not installed, gas bonding clamps loose, concrete penetrations repoured multiple times, and attic vents leaking into insulation. This is not just sloppy work. It's the logical outcome of compressed build cycles, depleted labor pools, and a financial model that rewards speed over integrity. So when the mortgage machine demands quantity, quality becomes a luxury. And then comes the lawsuits. And the lawsuits, they're telling the same story. Lennar is being sued by the Seminole tribe of Florida over hundreds of homes with mold ventilation failures and structural defects. D.R. Horton is facing a federal lawsuit accusing them of quoting monthly payments that excluded required property taxes, giving buyers an artificially low affordability picture. This isn't just bad customer service. These cases reveal the underlying desperation. And to understand why this is happening, you have to go back to the moment mortgage rates broke the model. Builders pre-sold thousands of homes assuming 3% financing. Then the Fed launched the fastest rate hiking cycle in modern history. Suddenly, their buyers couldn't qualify. Their cancellations spiked. Their borrowing costs soared. Their inventory began to pile up. So they did what the system always does under stress. They engineered incentives to keep the wheels spinning. And the irony of all this? Here's the irony. The Fed didn't create these incentives intentionally. They created them accidentally by applying so much pressure to the system that builders had no choice but to compete on monthly payments instead of the actual price. Price cuts hurt shareholders, incentives hide the damage. It's financial theater right down to the bow on the refrigerator package. So, what do you guys think? Do I have this all right? Do I have it all wrong? Please put it in the comment section below. I look forward to reading and replying to all of your guys' comments. And thank you again so much for watching me here on The Baseline.